Hello, my friends. It's Kevin. Today is the 19th of January 2021, and I am happy you're here. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Quite an interesting card reading this morning. Let me just pull that straight up. Let's see. There we go. The first one I pulled up this morning during my shuffle was the joy and contentment. And this angel energy showed up quite lightly, quite delightfully. It was just, just gently slid on out. And then the other one from my wisdom from the hidden realms, the energy that goes with it is the inverted desert prince. So the desert prince really is about a mirage when it's inverted. Talks about false promises, talks about being drawn to the untruth, being drawn away from the bliss, away from the joy, away from happiness, away from the energy that we were really designed for. I've said before, coming into a physical world, you've got the choices, and really that's designed to teach and to grow. Any of us that want to get from point A to point B, whether that's learning in school, taking college course, life lessons, relationships, they're all part of the growth to getting to the other side. It's like the journey. And we have to balance out feelings of contentment, of joy, of that great, oh yeah, I've achieved it, I've got it, with the opposite. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a learning curve. And what I've learned over the decades, which is really very short, is to appreciate truly the times that are a little bit more lean, challenging, and difficult. And I had to think that there have been, in different areas of my own life, times that have been truly challenging, truly difficult on an ongoing basis. It isn't like I have years and years and years of nothing but bliss and harmony, and then years and years and years of nothing but darkness and debauchery. There's been this little bit of sprinkler this, a sprinkler that, all the time, moving it forward. So how do you interpret these cards right now? So the angel energy of joy and contentment says it might be time for you to take a self-induced sabbatical from digital media, television, listening to negative reports, because let's face it, there's a lot of information out there that we cannot do anything about. What we can do something about is what is in our immediate circle of influence, our immediate surroundings. So the angel of joy and contentment is to have an appreciation for the right now, the right here, and work on ways to create it, work on ways to make that happen. I learned two things yesterday. One from a first client that said the only thing we really get to control is a space right around the outside of a hula hoop. As far as you can reach, as far as you can sort of see the room that you're in, you get to control, really physically control that space. Can't control something going across the street right now. Can't control, and we talked about this yesterday, the giving up of the control. So, okay, once you've said, okay, I can't control that, how do you find the contentment in it? Because evidently it bothers a lot of people. Think about this. People who don't know how to control the outcome, don't know how to control the situation, other people, they themselves feel out of control because they can't control. And I think that's what all of this negative energy has to do with. It has to do with the breakdown of the things we cannot control. So how does that play out? The more bliss and the more inner happiness I found, um, and the more I read books that were inspirational, empowering, inspiring, all of those things that uplifted me up, made me feel, wow, this is pretty good. The more I noticed it's not happening everywhere. Everyone doesn't have this. And I've often been asked by people, how are you so, happy-go-lucky, this and that, hippy-dippy? It's almost like being high without the chemicals. Um, well, it took a while. And there are moments now still that I can find myself going, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can take that. I don't know if I can take any more of it. This is too much. Then I get real. Well, it's not really too much. I'm making it mean too much. I'm attaching a bunch of feelings, a bunch of nonsense to the situation that I really can't control. So the Desert Prince in this little reading is about that. It's looking at the fine details in what you know to be false, what you know to be that's not really right. An example would be somebody tells you something about themselves that they feel awkward and indifferent about. Perhaps they went for a job. Perhaps they wanted to go out with somebody, wanted to buy a car, wanted to apply for a loan. Any of the things, they were looking to do something to elevate their life, to grow. And it didn't happen. They didn't get it. So naturally they're disappointed. The falseness, the mirage of that would be to create the story that justified the feeling of being disappointed, as opposed to the truth, which is, well, that was an expectation that didn't manifest. No big whoop. It just didn't manifest. Or it's about to manifest in a different way. You just haven't waited long enough or given it enough thought. Or what if that had manifested? What if it had given you what you wanted and it ended up being worst thing you ever did? And I find it interesting in my own life, whenever I've gone after something that truly wasn't for my highest good, but it manifested anyway. And then I end up falling flat on my face thinking, ooh, I asked for something that I really didn't want. I got something that I really didn't need. And now I'm in the feeling of gluttony, of greed, of, oh, this is not a good thing. That was the lesson. Okay, be careful what you wish for because you'll get it. And when you get it, what are you going to do with it? That's a big story. Just to say, look at where you don't find the bliss. Look at where the happiness isn't existing. Probably not with you. It's probably with other people. And then follow the inner peace. Let your guide come in and give you that few minutes, hour, day, afternoon, week of the things that bring you the inner happiness, and pay attention to the here and the now. I love how Jennifer Hawkyard has painted this angel in the image. You just see her as if she has just landed in this meadow of long grass that's just growing wild, and then right behind her there is the distant horizon, which to me reminds me of hills and valleys and little villages. And it's all really to show, wow, this is pretty much heaven on earth. This is, wow, there's beauty in everything that we see, but we're not really paying attention to it because we're listening to this other radio station that is doom and gloom, just doom and gloom. I don't know how to turn the lightness on, turn the love on, turn the love on, turn the fun and the giggling on in the middle of doom and gloom. I'm not to say that I'm immune to it, not empathetic to it. I'm just truthful about the fact that how do I help a person? How do I get them to feel something other than this doom and gloom, and I can't do it unless they're willing. And then that goes to a habit. Enough said. Let's read something from today's Melody Beatty. I think I like doing these day by day. I feel like that is matching what we're talking about. Let's see. Sometimes it works out. January the 19th. Interesting. Here we go. There it is on the page. Honor the process of spiritual growth. Don't wait for things to change. The change you're waiting for will come from within you. Well, hello. Start to nurture yourself through each stage of your evolution and your spiritual growth. Waiting for things to change is a tiresome, irritating process. Isn't that the truth? But embracing your own emotions and growth is exciting. It can become a positive challenge that turns life into a vital, interactive process. The moment we surrender to the process, something happens. If we feel an emotion, an old, stuck, hardened chunk of emotion, or a new one that's arisen along the path, we can release it and the belief attached to it. I am unlovable. Life has to be hard. I deserve to be punished. When we release the emotion and the belief, our body shifts. It detoxifies, changes. A new lesson then emerges. We discover we can choose joy, freedom, and forgiveness. The lessons that can emerge are as unique as our old beliefs. We wrestle with each new lesson as it grows and appears in many different forms. On the job, in love relationships, in all arenas of our lives. Soon, we come to a new conclusion about ourselves, about life. I am lovable. I am creatively feeling what God and the universe have to offer me. I am free. I can bring my full essence and energy before the world. Then we can change what our beliefs change. Our lives change. The change we've been waiting for happens, but it happens as a result of our own evolutionary process. Not because we waited for something or someone in our lives outside ourselves to change. Trust this process of change, honor it, respect it, revere it. You no longer have to wait for something to happen. Something is happening right now. Ooh, the guides are here, right now within you. Welcome the changes that can be yours. Let life help you. And as you take an active part in creating these changes, let the process become living, interactive, and magical. That I can attest to. Yes, I'm saying yes because there's an energy here. And I've got to the point where when this happens, and I love that it's happening, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I want to ask for a name or a label, and I'm reminded all the time by the guides that come to talk. They don't need them. It's quite lovely. They don't need the name of a person or a thing. They don't need a gender. They don't need a height or a weight or a way to look. They just need the pure essence of the spirit that comes to deliver the message. And what I find about my own mediumship channeling is when I got clear to that, when I let go of and detached from the physical understanding that it has to be a look like a person, feel like a person. Now, indeed, yes, if I am doing a session with somebody and they want to get in touch with a person that they have recently lost, it takes a little while for all of that to occur. Sometimes if the spirit of the person here, like my grandmother, was very open and very tuned in and switched on, especially in the last maybe 15-20 years of her life, that I wasn't around physically, but oddly enough I was connected with her, not realizing it at the time. Now I know it. But anyway, when she went into the spirit world, she was ready. She was ready to go. She was ready to embrace whatever that part of her evolution was. So for that case, yes. So then I know I got this heat and tingle down on this side. That's my grandmother. Um, oh, um, and I feel the way I felt when I was around her in her house and we were doing things as a kid. And it is that feeling, that reminding the all those memory centers opening up that tell me that this is her energy that's here, that's speaking, that's talking. Um, so all that to say, initially when I began this process of opening up to it, I was looking for the physical way they looked, the way they smelled. I wanted evidence. And that's what a lot of human experience is. We want to see the evidence. We want to know, we want to trust, we want to have it all mapped out and painted before we'll make a decision. Well, that's lovely, but it's not reality. You don't know what your first day on a job is going to be like when you first go. You can anticipate that it'll be lovely, it'll be wonderful, it'll be great. Well, then there's a rainstorm and you get wet, and there's a flat tire and you've got to fix it. Things happen in the human life, and it changes. It's really not that different for the work in spirit, except that's void of any feelings, emotions. Certainly, there's light energy, lifted energy, joyful energy, that effervescent feeling like those of you who've ever listened to some music that makes you get up and dance and jiggle all over the place and run around and feel amazing, like all of that, that's an energy. That's this, oh, yes. I remember all that from the group exercise classes way back in the 90s. Where they put on a beat and you've got this beat and it's in you, it's part of you. That is the energy. Then there's the energy that's deep and it's dark and it's heavy and it's, oh gosh, when you were a child, if you had to go to church and listen to a sermon, like, enough already, shut up, I want to get up and go out and play. And the minister, the preacher, what have you, is going on and on and on. That's the heavy energy, the energy of, oof, this is not so good. So and this all plays into the joy and the contentment and the spirit world. We have this, we offered this, we're given this, we've got these choices. Know that the end of all of this heaviness, darkness, need for control, the end's coming. We've already shifted. If I look at some really brilliant analysts that I know who are in the financial field, they've said that we've actually gone past any kind of recession that we were ever going to have. It's the mentality of it that is not stopping. And I'm not judging anyone or any group of people. What I am saying is, I've got it on the other side now, so there's another guide here. What I'm saying is, if the energy that you're around and about isn't lining up, isn't vibrating, isn't showing up, balancing with what you're supposed to be doing, the purpose, you're going to feel it with a bit of a wallop. Something's going to occur that's going to cause you to look at it and see it, to stop you in your tracks and make you pay attention. The situations, places, people, stories, events that show up on our lifeline, on our daily to and fro, they're examples to draw your attention to a situation. Maybe it's in somebody else, but also if it makes you feel like, oof, I wouldn't want that to happen to me, or wow, that's unfortunate and I'm grateful for this. That's exactly there to show you that. to show you, oh no, this is not a good thing. The same token goes for those of us that are tuned in. Realize if we've eaten something that our body just says enough already, stop with the sugar, stop with the alcohol, stop with the painkillers, stop it. Your body begins to react to it. Allergies, an allergic reaction, is something that wants you to pay attention. Your nose gets stopped up, your throat hurts, you're feeling tired and you're feeling fatigued. Rest. Your body's asking you to do it, to rest. But then the ego gets in the way and says, well, I just can't sleep for another day, or no, I've got to get up. All these things need to be done. Well, they'll get done. What is it? Do without doing and it all gets done. I don't know where I was going with all that. Oh yes, the energy of spirit. So pulling that in, digging into the contentment, the joy, the here, the now, and knowing when it's not showing up, knowing when you're not in front of it. Those are mirages. Believing in a situation that's terrible, believing in a climate that's terrible, believing in the fact that this is awful, it's horrible, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that. That's going to create more of it. It's a bit like getting in a line. Which line do you want to be in? The line that has, ooh, I see some clouds, I see some sunshine. Yep, I feel that those folks have got what I need to go. Off we go. Or the line that is, if we, all that. I can't stop people getting in that line. I can't expect them to understand why I don't feel that way. I just know what I feel and what I'm about. Whether it's my truth, that's for me to know, or your truth. But I'm up for going in the way that everybody goes. Let's all go. Let's all do this. Let's all see what is possible. Open the doors. I'm up for, we're in the deconstruction of everything. The deconstruction of systems. I'm looking at some of the political structure of the country, and I'm always talking to my clients and friends about how we're supposed to follow one way or the other. It's dib or dab, up or down, back or forwards. It's either red or blue. Well, hang on, some of us might want yellow. Some of us might want another alternative. In fact, I think there's a lot of people that want something different, because all this, it's not working, and you can see it's not working. We've got a lot of people here that are a bit different than that don't quite feel that way. These are the things I'm talking about. I had a lovely conversation with a friend of mine yesterday about what does it look like. He was talking about the business world, supplies and getting supplies, and talking about how we get them, the way we shop, what we don't do, and like what's different now than was then. And is this going to be the way we go forward? Is this how we move forward? Everything slowing down, everything taking a bit longer than normal. But that's how it used to be. It used to take a long time to get things. You had to put an order in on Monday and it might be here on Thursday. It was never instant. They never dropped it on your doorstep in the afternoon that you ordered it. That was something new. But we got used to that, supply and demand. All right, I'm going off on a tangent and I need to stop. Let's meditate. Get comfortable. Just take yourself present to your room that you're in, the chair that you're on, the floor that you're seated in, and take a body scan. Begin with your feet, the tips of your toes. Breathe in. Release and let go. Breathe out. Another breath in. And out. Last breath in, hold it at the top. Just feel that air going in and filling you up and reaching all the crevices, all the areas of your fingertips, your shoulders, anywhere that's tight, stiff, trapped. Pull air into all those spaces. Release, let go. Let your thoughts settle. Let your breath find a rhythm. And for this morning, put your consciousness, your mind's eye, right between your eyebrows and the center of your forehead, your third eye center. Imagine, if you can, the image of you just as you are through the lens of your third eye center. Let your mind and your thoughts get used to the sight of your spiritual mirror. Breathe and be with that image exactly how it appears to you right now in this space. And continue your breath and know that what you're seeing, what you are experiencing, what you're open to, is meant to be. You are having the experience of being in your physical body, your human body, and looking at your spiritual body as a shadow image. As you see and witness and have this experience, listen for the message, listen for the words, listen for the things your upper consciousness are telling you. As you listen for the messages that are connected to what you see, what you feel, connect the feeling you get from the message you hear. Distinguish the difference between the two feelings. Continue going until each of the messages vibrates, resonates with truth. You are anchored in your physical body. You are open to seeing your spiritual self. As your mind gets distracted or can't settle, know that this is the part of growth. Practice coming back to your hands to ground you to the space, back to your feet to ground you to the earth. And reset the third eye center. This is the process of being open to a spiritual self, of accessing your higher purpose, of working with joy, happiness, and contentment within, of seeing and feeling the energies that normal everyday life misses. Bring into your third eye, your mind's eye, the image of yourself in front of you, move closer towards your twin soul image, close enough so the image looking back at you is clear. Pay attention to the color, shape and texture of your hair. The color and vibrancy of your skin. Your delicate eyelashes, eyebrows. The structure of your cheekbones. The shape of your nose. The volume of your lips. The shape of your mouth. The strength of your jaw. Take in every nuance, every detail. You are seeing the image looking back at you in a new way. Gently allow the image of your spiritual self to fade gently. Bring your mind and your consciousness back into your body. Mentally feel the sensations inside your body. Place your hands at prayer at heart center to acknowledge this new way of looking at yourself. Lift your thumb knuckles up to your third eye center. Together we bow and say namaste. That was new and different for me. I haven't been guided to do that before, to literally see myself as a virtual mirror and then listen for what was being said or what wasn't being said. I didn't really have anything to say about negative or positive or just the messages that were coming. You can repeat that exercise as much as you want. The point really of doing something along those lines is to begin to look at yourself from a higher vibrational level, which is in a way what we're all moving towards doing, as opposed to a critical level, criticizing our features, criticizing our body, the self-deprecating things that we say and do, as all linked to comparison. We see from media and culture the strengths of others and the way they look and they appear, and it isn't so much that we're looking to look like them or appear like them, because that's not possible. It's the essence and the energy of strength, the essence and the energy of power, the essence and energy of being that we're looking for. That comes by uncovering all of the mirages, all of the lies, and all of the untruths that have been piled on. I hope that's not too deep. I think it feels pretty clear. Anyway, have a great Tuesday. I love you and appreciate you and all of that. And we will be back here tomorrow morning, 5:30. Bye.